Oh, it's a really big T2 blob.
Willow.
T2.
Yeah,
Now, we come here right at the start to an extremely important principle,
Wait for me.
which is
and we got
the different points of view you get when you change your level of magnification. That is to say, you can look at something with a microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one?
KB have the,
Well, obviously,
camera
they're all
here, so-
correct. They're just different points of view. You can, for example, look at a newspaper photograph under a magnifying glass, and where with the naked eye you will see a human face, with the magnifying glass you will just see a profusion of dots, rather meaninglessly scattered. But as you stand away from that collection of dots, which all seem to be separate and apart from each other, they suddenly arrange themselves into a pattern. And you see that these individual dots add up to some kind of sense. Now you'll see at once from this illustration that maybe you, when you take a myopic view of yourself, as most of us do, but you may add up to some kind of sense that is not apparent to you in your ordinary consciousness. Well, it is claimed, you see, that some human beings have broken through to that vision, that they've slipped somehow or other into states of consciousness where they see the apparent disintegration and disorganization of everyday life as the functioning of a totality which at its level is completely harmonious. And you can say, aha, at last I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense. That's what it is. That's what we notice.
We need Evian. 2, 1, across the bridge, guys! Across the bridge! Across the Get back, guys, guys. We're explaining them. We're explaining this block, guys.
Safe, we push them back. We push them back.
Guys, wanna hit them, guys. Wanna hit them. Get ready, get ready. He's ready.
But what this insight depended upon
Drop mana,
was your overcoming the illusion that space separates
We're
things.
gonna hit them, guys. We're gonna hit them. You ready? Guys, ready? We're gonna hit them in 3, 2, 1. Across the bridge!
We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies.
Nice. Back. Defenses. Firewalls, everything. Heals.
But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there.
Don't ever extend, guys. Move east, guys. Move east from me.
But what one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space.
4, 3, 2, 1. Across the bridge.
After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around.
Nice, get back. Everyone get back. Drop it now. Firewalls.
Eliminate the space and you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all.
Look at these guys.
And vice versa.
Hold. Heal up,
You couldn't have the space.
How's our back looking?
They wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it.
Completely safe at the back. I pushed them all back.
So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front.
Get back. Nice.
And you just don't get one without the other.
Drop everything. Firewalls, everything.
So the moment you see that intervals, that space is connective, you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses. And what you call yourself as a living organism, say, I am my whole body at the very least. Now what is that body? That body
Look, there's
is
another trick over here if you
recognizable,
wanna use it.
and I recognize my friends when I meet them again, good luck, and you recognize me. Although the last time any of you saw me,
Support, keep going.
I was
There's a trick
absolutely
up
something
there.
entirely different
Hit
from what I am
both
now.
fingers, really good.
Just as the flame of a
Keep
candle,
going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
is
keep
never
going.
a constant.
Get to the
the
trick.
flame of a candle is a stream of hot gas.
Dismount on
Only
the
you
trick.
say
This is
the
where we're
flame
gonna
of the
fight
candle as if it were a constant. Well, it is a recognizably constant pattern. The spear-shaped outline of the flame and its coloration is a constant pattern. But in exactly the same way, we are all constant patterns. And that's all we are. The only thing constant about us at all is the doing rather than the being. It's the way we behave, the way we dance. Only there's no we that dances. There's just the dancing. Just as the flame
everyone retreat south.
is
south,
the
south, south,
streaming
south,
of
We're gonna
hot
take the hill, we're gonna
gas,
take the hill.
just
Go
as a
south,
whirlpool in a river is a whirling of streaming water.
Goose, hold them back, please, hold them back. I'm pinging.
There is no
There's a hill up
thing
here that we're gonna take.
that
Up
whirlpool.
here, I'm pinging. You guys can see.
There is the
Right here, this hill
whirlpool.
right here.
In
We're
the
gonna
same
hold this
way,
hill.
each one of
We're gonna hold
us
this hill up here. We're gonna hold this
is
hill
a
up here. We need
very,
to high
very
ground. Keep this high
delightfully
ground. We're gonna hold
complex
it.
undulation.
All right, who's
of the energy of the whole universe.
Ixion, on you, Ixion. Are you ready? Are you ready, Ixion?
Ready?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, climb him at the bottom of the hill. Climb him at the bottom of the hill. Climb him at the bottom of the hill. All right, hit that, guys. Hit that. Nice. Beautiful work.
Only
Beautiful work.
by
Stop
our
it.
process of miseducation,
Stop it. Everyone back behind. Stop it. Everyone back behind. Stop it.
we've been deprived of the knowledge of that fact. Not as if though there was someone to blame for
Yeah,
this,
walk down the stroke. I'm pinging. Walk down the stroke.
because it's always with our own tacit consent.
Keep walking.
Because life is
Down the
basically
stroke. Keep hitting south. I'm pinging.
a
Follow
game
my
of
ping,
hide
follow my
and
ping.
seek.
That's right. Calm down. Everyone. Keep walking. We're
Because
gonna
life
head
is
towards
pulsation.
the stroke down here. We're gonna head towards the stroke. If you have your
On
boots
and
activated,
off.
run towards that stroke.
Here it is, and now it
Yeah,
isn't.
I'm pinging. If you have your boots, get towards the stroke. We're gonna head towards the stroke. We have the advantage to know where the south.
All life, you see, is this flickering in and out. And by being this pulsation,
He was on the front.
we know it's there.
He's just suspicious. Firewalls,
See,
windwalls. Everything, guys.
You don't know what you mean by on unless you know what you mean by off.
He's on the front.
In the darkness that comes before your birth, there was no you, and in the eternal darkness that follows your death, there is likewise no you.
Kill this guy. J block, kill him, nice. Heal up, guys, heal up our tanks. Heal up everyone.
Coming.
Right here, guys. You can see my ping buoy right here.
Heal up everyone, guys. Sorry to put pressure. No pressure, guys.
Love.
Yeah.
You are cut off, completely cut off. Get out of the zone.
Okay. Okay, everyone go south. Southwest, hit your beats, okay, southwest. Southwest. Zone. We're gonna zone, guys.
Don't attack anyone. If you can. Mount up
guys.
or hit your boots.
Run.
Zone.
He's got this. Just run, guys.
Thank you, Goose. Thank you, man. Your sacrifice, bro. Everyone mount up. Zone through. So zone through.
We got this.
Hell yeah.
Mount up if you can.
Hell fucking
Wanna try
yeah,
save-
bro.
Even run towards the gate, even. Oh, no.